All right, let's dive into the world of blue zones. These are the places where people seem to have cracked the code on living longer and healthier lives.
And we're talking way longer, like adding a whole extra decade or more of good living. Who wouldn't want that?
Right. Sign me up. Our guidebook for this journey is Dan Buettner's The Blue Zones, Lessons for Living Longer from the People Who've Lived the Longest.
So much to unpack there.
Yeah. So let's jump right in.
You know, one of the most interesting things Buettner tackles head on is this idea that we're just kind of stuck with whatever our genes deal us or waiting for some magic pill to come along.
Right. Everyone's looking for that quick fix to aging.
Exactly. And Buettner actually brings together this panel of longevity experts like demographer S.J. Olshansky, and they're pretty clear. There's nothing right now that can actually stop or reverse aging.
Okay, so no shortcuts.
Nope.
But that doesn't mean we're all doomed, right? We can still do something.
Absolutely not. The book emphasizes that even though we can't halt aging, we have a ton of control over how well we age.
I like the sound of that.
It's all about lifestyle. The choices we make have a huge impact.
Buettner even mentions studies that say the right lifestyle could add at least 10 good years to our lives.
At least.
That's amazing. So, okay, where are these longevity hotspots? What exactly are the blue zones?
Picture this. Idyllic villages in the mountains, sunny islands, communities where life's a little slower, a little more intentional.
Sounds like a dream.
That's the essence of the blue zones.
So Buettner focuses on 4 specific ones in the book, right?
Yes. He takes us to the Barbagia region of Sardinia in Italy, Okinawa, Japan, Loma Linda, California.
Oh, wow. A blue zone right in the U.S.
Right here in our backyard. And then lastly, the Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica.
Wow. What a diverse group of places.
They're all unique, but they share some key things that seem to contribute to those long lives.
That's like they've each figured out a different piece of the puzzle.
Exactly. And we get to put it all together.
I love it. Okay, let's start with Sardinia.
Okay.
What's so special about it?
Well, one of the most striking things is that men in Sardinia, specifically in the Barbagia region, are just as likely to reach 100 as women.
Wow, that's unusual. We usually hear about women outliving men.
Yeah, it really is. And Buettner dug into it and found that Sardinians, especially in that region, have pretty unique DNA.
Oh, wow.
It's different even from other Europeans, which suggests they've been isolated for a long time and that their genetic history hasn't changed much over the centuries.
It's like a living time capsule of longevity.
That's a great way to put it.
So are their genes the key?
It's probably a combo of genes and lifestyle.
Okay, that makes sense.
Buettner introduces us to this 75-year-old shepherd named Tonino, who's like a poster child for the Sardinian way of life.
Oh, wow.
He's still tending sheep, making wine, just living very traditionally.
I love it. I'm picturing it now.
Right.
It's amazing he's so active at 75. What can we learn from his daily routine, his diet?
Well, take his daily walk, for example. He covers something like 5 miles a day just through his work.
Just natural.
Yeah. All that constant low-intensity movement, it's great for his heart, muscles, bones. No need to hit the gym.
It's like his work is his workout.
Exactly. It's just built into his day.
So smart. I also remember something about goat's milk being part of their diet.
Oh, yeah. Good catch. Researchers at the University of Sassari think the proteins and fatty acids in Sardinian goat's milk might actually protect against some of those age-related diseases.
Huh. That's something I'll have to look into.
Yeah, definitely worth exploring.
And we can't forget the family ties in Sardinia, right? It seems like that plays a role.
Oh, absolutely. Family is everything there. They have so much respect for their elders, which keeps them integrated and active in the community.
That's amazing.
Gives them a sense of purpose and belonging that you don't see as much in other cultures.
I love that. Imagine having your grandparents actively involved in your life when they're in their 90s and 100s. That's incredible.
I know, right?
Okay, I'm ready for a change of scenery.
All right, where to?
Let's head to Okinawa, Japan, the land of the world's oldest women.
Yes, Okinawa. Their longevity stats are really something else. And their approach to life is fascinating.
Buettner introduces us to Kamada, a 102-year-old priestess.
Incredible woman.
Tell me about her.
She tends her garden, carries out her spiritual duties, sharp as a tack. Just incredible.
Wow, what a life.
She really embodies the Okinawan spirit.
And she also embodies this unique Okinawan concept called moai, right?
Yes.
What exactly are moai?
It's like a lifelong support group.
Oh, wow.
Imagine having this built-in network of friends that you can always rely on.
That would be amazing.
These groups offer social and emotional security, which reduces stress, increases happiness, all things linked to longer lifespans.
It's like having a chosen family that supports you through thick and thin.
Exactly.
I love that. Now, I'm sure the Okinawan diet plays a role in their longevity too, right?
Of course, it's largely plant-based, lots of veggies like sweet potatoes. They're also big on soy products, which some studies link to protection against things like heart disease and cancer.
Okay, so ditch the processed food and embrace those plants.
Like the Okinawans.
Exactly. Now let's shift gears and head to a blue zone, a little closer to home. Loma Linda, California.
Ah, yes. Proof that you don't have to live on a remote island to unlock those longevity secrets.
Right. What's the key to their long lives?
Loma Linda is home to a community of Seventh-day Adventists, and their faith actually plays a significant role in how they live and how long they live.
Oh, interesting. Tell me more about that.
Well, their beliefs promote a really healthy lifestyle, vegetarian diet, regular exercise, strong social connections, and they observe the Sabbath, a day of rest.
So it's like their faith provides this framework for healthy living.
And that translates to longer lifespans.
It's a great example of how those lifestyle choices can make a real difference.
It really is.
And in Loma Linda, Buettner introduces us to Marge Jetton,
Yes.
a centenarian Adventist who is still going strong.
Absolutely.
What's her secret?
Marge is all about staying active, gardening, volunteering, even lifting weights. It shows it's never too late to pick up healthy habits.
Wow, that's inspiring.
She's a powerhouse.
Okay, are you ready for our last stop?
Let's do it.
Let's journey to the lush Nicoya Peninsula in Costa Rica.
Nicoya is really cool because it's a relatively new discovery.
Oh, I love that.
Researchers are still trying to figure out what makes it tick.
Ooh, the intrigue. We meet Don Faustino, a 101-year-old Nicoyan who still rides the bus to the market every week.
Amazing.
What's his story?
He really embodies this Nicoyan concept called plan de vida, which means life plan.
I love that.
It's the strong sense of purpose that keeps them active and connected to their community.
It's not just about living long, it's about living with intention.
I love that.
What about their diet? What are they eating?
It's pretty simple. Beans, corn tortillas, fruit,
Simple but powerful.
and lots of sunshine, which naturally boosts their vitamin D levels.
Sunshine, simple diet. Sounds like the good life.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've traveled the globe, explored these amazing blue zones.
It's been quite a journey.
But what are the things that really connect them?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it?
Exactly. In the next part of our deep dive, we're going to delve into Buettner's Power 9 principles and start to connect these inspiring stories to things we can actually do in our own lives.
I'm excited for that.
Me too.
Stay tuned.
Don't go anywhere. Welcome back to our deep dive into the blue zones.
So last time, we took a trip around the world, explored these amazing places where people are living longer, healthier lives.
We met some incredible people like Tonino, the Sardinian shepherd, and Kamada, the Okinawan priestess.
Yeah, it was so inspiring to get a glimpse into their daily lives.
Absolutely.
But now, how do we take what we've learned and actually apply it to our own lives?
That's where Buettner's Power 9 principles come in. These are the common threads he observed across all the blue zones.
Okay, I'm ready to unpack these.
Yeah.
The first one is move naturally. We saw how people in blue zones, they're not exactly hitting the gym. Not really.
But they are constantly moving throughout the day. How do we do that in our modern, often sedentary lives?
Well, Buettner suggests a really interesting approach. Inconvenience yourself.
Inconvenience myself.
Yeah. Think about all the conveniences we have that actually discourage movement.
Like what?
Like remote controls, elevators, driving even short distances.
Oh, I see what you mean.
We've engineered movement out of our lives.
That's true.
So it's about bringing it back in, but starting small. Ditch the remote, park farther away from your destination, take the stairs instead of the elevator.
Okay, I can do that.
Maybe try a standing desk or walking meetings.
Oh yeah, I've heard of those.
It's about making those small changes that add up to a lot more movement throughout the day.
It's about being more mindful.
Exactly. And it doesn't have to be strenuous exercise.
Right.
Find things you enjoy. Gardening, dancing, hiking.
I love that.
Make movement a sustainable part of your life.
So important. Okay, speaking of things we enjoy, let's talk about purpose, the second principle. We learned about the Okinawans' Ikigai and the Nicoyans' Plan de Vida, their reasons for getting up in the morning.
Powerful concepts, right?
Yeah. But how do we find our own sense of purpose? It seems like a big question.
It's a personal journey, for sure.
Right.
It might take some reflection. Think about what truly makes you feel alive. What activities give you that sense of joy and flow?
Oh, I love the idea of flow. The psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi talks about that state of being totally absorbed in what you're doing, where you lose track of time.
Exactly. It's that feeling of being in the zone.
Yes. So if we can find those things that bring us into that flow state, maybe that's a clue to our purpose.
It could be.
And it doesn't have to be something grand or extraordinary, right?
No, not at all.
It could be a hobby, volunteering, just using your skills in a way that feels meaningful.
Exactly.
It's about having that sense of direction, of motivation.
Purpose can be found in the everyday.
I love that.
Okay.
Let's move on to downshift, the art of stress management.
Yeah, this one's important.
We saw how the Blue Zones people prioritize relaxation and connection. How do we incorporate that into our crazy, hectic lives?
I know, it's tough.
There's so much going on all the time.
Eutner emphasizes reducing noise.
Noise.
Yeah, all kinds of noise. Limit your screen time, turn off those notifications, try to carve out some quiet moments in your day.
Okay, I'm definitely guilty of the screen time overload.
Me too. We all are.
Maybe I need a no-phone zone in my house.
That's a great idea. And remember, downtime isn't wasted time.
I like that. Downtime is not wasted time.
It's essential for recharging, connecting with yourself. Maybe spend some time in nature, practice meditation, or just do absolutely nothing for a while.
I love that idea.
Give yourself permission to just be.
Yes, I need to work on that. Now, I am really intrigued by the 80% rule, the Okinawan practice of mindful eating. Tell me more about that.
Oh, it's so simple, but so powerful.
What is it exactly?
Instead of eating until we're totally full, which often leads to overeating,
I'm guilty of that.
we all are. It's about tuning into our body's signals and stopping when we're no longer hungry.
That makes a lot of sense.
Buettner highlights this research from Dr. Brian Wansink, who found that things like our environment, the size of our plates, packaging, even the people we're with can really influence how much we eat.
That's so interesting. I never thought about that.
It's about those subtle cues.
So by becoming more aware of them, we can make more conscious choices about how much we eat.
Absolutely. The 80% rule is all about slowing down, savoring our food, paying attention to our bodies. It's a great way to prevent overeating and have a healthier relationship with food.
I love it. And it ties in perfectly with the next principle, the plant slant,
Yes.
which emphasizes a diet rich in fruits, vegetables, beans, whole grains, all those good things.
We saw this in action in all the Blue Zones.
Yeah.
They're not following some fancy restrictive diet.
Right.
They're eating what's fresh, local, and in season. Remember Aureliano and his amazing garden in Nicoya?
His Garden of Eden, he had such a variety of fruits and vegetables. It was incredible.
Right, it was like a natural pharmacy.
Exactly.
And that variety is so key.
Why is that?
Well, every plant has its own unique mix of nutrients, so by eating a wide range of them, we ensure we're getting everything our bodies need.
So basically eat the rainbow.
Exactly.
Now what about meat? It's not completely absent from the Blue Zones, right?
You're right. It's more of a celebratory food, something they might have a few times a month or for special occasions. And when they do eat meat, it's usually pork.
Pork. Interesting. I always thought that was a less healthy option.
It's all about moderation and quality.
Right.
Choose lean cuts, avoid processed meats like bacon and sausage, which have been linked to all sorts of problems.
Okay, so we've got beans, whole grains, lots of veggies, a little bit of meat. Anything else we should add to our Blue Zones shopping list?
Oh, don't forget about nuts. They're a staple in the Blue Zones.
Nuts. I love nuts.
They're nutritional powerhouses, packed with healthy fats, protein, fiber, antioxidants, the works.
The Adventist Health Study found that people who ate nuts at least 5 times a week had much lower rates of heart disease.
Amazing, right?
They're the perfect snack.
They keep you feeling full and satisfied.
Now let's talk about the wine at 5 principle. We'll know that moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, is common in some Blue Zones, but is it really for everyone?
That's a great question.
Because there's a lot of debate about alcohol and its health effects.
Absolutely. I think the takeaway here is moderation and recognizing that this isn't a blanket recommendation for everybody.
Right.
Alcohol affects everyone differently.
It does.
And it can have both positive and negative impacts on health.
So it's important to talk to your doctor.
Definitely.
And even in the Blue Zones, where moderate wine consumption seems to be okay, it's always enjoyed in a social setting, right?
Exactly. It's about connecting with friends and family, sharing a meal, fostering a sense of community.
But it's not just about the drink itself.
It's about those moments of togetherness.
Savoring life's simple pleasures.
Beautifully said.
So it's not just about copying their diet. It's about embracing that overall lifestyle.
Yes. That appreciation for simple things, meaningful connections, and really valuing those relationships.
Absolutely. And that leads us perfectly into the final three Power 9 principles. Belong, love ones first, and right tribe.
The social connections trifecta.
These really highlight the importance of those social connections, strong family bonds, surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
It's all connected.
And we saw how integral these elements are to the well-being of the people in the blue zones.
It's so clear.
They put family first.
Right.
They're part of spiritual or social groups. They have those close-knit relationships with people who share their values.
Their tribe.
Exactly. It's a powerful reminder that we're not meant to go through life alone.
We need each other.
We thrive on connection.
We do.
All right, welcome back to our deep dive into the blue zones.
We're in the home stretch now.
We've explored these amazing places, learned about the people,
Uncovered those Power 9 principles.
those habits that seem to be contributing to their long, healthy lives.
It's really inspiring stuff.
It is, and we've touched on diet a bit, but let's dive deeper into the specifics. What are these people actually eating?
So when Buettner analyzed the diets of all the blue zones, he found some pretty interesting patterns.
Like what?
Well, one thing that really stood out was beans.
Beans?
They're a cornerstone of almost every blue zone diet.
Really?
Sardinians, Okinawans, Nicoyans, they're all eating beans regularly.
Okay, so beans are a big deal. But why? What makes them so special?
Well, for one, they're nutritional powerhouses, packed with fiber, protein, all those essential nutrients. And they're incredibly versatile and affordable, which makes them a sustainable staple.
So they're good for our health and our wallets.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm starting to see why they're so popular in the blue zones. What else are they eating?
Whole grains are another big one.
Okay.
Sardinians have their semolina flatbread, Nicoyans enjoy corn tortillas, and Adventists also prioritize whole grains in their diet.
Whole grains are a great source of fiber, which I know is important for digestion.
And helps regulate blood sugar.
So it seems like a pretty simple approach to eating.
It is, and they don't just eat these foods, they prepare them in very specific ways that actually enhance their nutritional value.
Oh, interesting.
Like in Nicoya, for example, they use a traditional method called nixtamalization to prepare their corn.
Nixtamalization.
I know, it's a mouthful.
That's a new one for me.
It basically involves soaking and cooking the corn in an alkaline solution, usually lime water.
Okay.
This process makes the corn easier to digest and unlocks important nutrients, especially niacin, which is a B vitamin.
Oh, wow. So it's not just about what they eat, it's about how they prepare it, too.
Exactly.
That's fascinating. What about vegetables? I imagine those play a big role in the Blue Zone's diet.
Oh, absolutely. Fresh, locally grown produce is everywhere in the blue zones.
Just like we saw with Aureliano in Nicoya and his incredible garden.
His Garden of Eden.
He had everything. Tomatoes, squash, leafy greens, herbs, you name it.
And that variety is so important.
Wow.
Because every vegetable offers a unique set of vitamins, minerals, antioxidants.
Right.
So eating a rainbow of colors is the best way to ensure you're getting a wide range of nutrients.
So ditch those processed foods and head to the farmer's market.
That's the ticket.
Now, we can't forget about meat. It's not completely off the menu in the blue zones, is it?
It's not, but it's not the main attraction.
Okay.
In most blue zones, meat is considered more of a celebratory food,
Oh, interesting.
something they might have a few times a month or on special occasions.
I see.
And when they do consume meat, it's usually pork.
Pork. Interesting. I always thought that was a less healthy choice.
It's all about balance and portion control.
Right.
The key is to choose lean cuts and avoid those processed meats like bacon and sausage, which have been linked to all sorts of health problems.
Good point. So we've got beans, whole grains, plenty of vegetables, a little bit of meat. Anything else we should add to our Blue Zones grocery list?
Oh, don't forget nuts.
Nuts. I love nuts.
They're a regular part of the Blue Zone's diet.
Yeah, and they're so convenient.
Right. They're packed with healthy fats, protein, fiber, antioxidants, you name it.
The Adventist Health Study found that people who ate nuts at least 5 times a week had significantly lower rates of heart disease.
They're a great snack to have on hand.
Okay, nuts are going on the list. Now let's talk about the wine at 5 principle. We know that moderate alcohol consumption, particularly red wine, is common in some blue zones.
It is.
But is it really something we should all be doing?
That's a great question, and there's a lot of debate around alcohol and its effects on health.
There is.
I think the key takeaway here is moderation.
Okay.
And recognizing that this isn't a one-size-fits-all recommendation.
Right.
Alcohol affects people differently.
It does.
And it can have both positive and negative impacts on health.
So it's really important to talk to your doctor.
Absolutely, before incorporating it into your diet.
And even in the blue zones, where moderate wine consumption seems to be okay, it's always enjoyed in a social setting, right?
Exactly. It's about connecting with friends and family, sharing a meal, fostering that sense of community.
It's not just about the drink itself.
It's about those shared moments.
Savoring life's simple pleasures.
Beautifully said.
So it's not just about copying their diet. It's about embracing their whole lifestyle.
That appreciation for simplicity, those meaningful connections, and really valuing relationships.
And that brings us perfectly to the final 3 Power 9 principles. Belong, love ones first, and right tribe.
The power of connection.
These really emphasize how important those social connections are.
Absolutely.
Strong family bonds, surrounding yourself with a supportive community.
It's all connected.
And we saw how crucial those elements are to the well-being of people in the blue zones.
They really are the foundation of a long and happy life.
They put family first. They're active in their communities. They have those close-knit relationships with people who share their values.
It's about finding your tribe.
Exactly. And it's a powerful reminder that we're not meant to go through life alone.
We need each other.
We thrive on connection.
We do, so there you have it. The secrets of the blue zones.
It's been an incredible journey, exploring these amazing places, meeting inspiring people,
Learning so much about longevity.
and discovering that living a longer, healthier life isn't about some magical formula.
It's about making conscious choices, prioritizing those things that truly matter.
Movement, purpose, connection, a wholesome diet.
It's about creating our own blue zones, wherever we are in the world.
And it's never too late to start.
Absolutely.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, I want to leave you with this question. What one small step can you take today to move towards a longer, healthier, more vibrant life?
Keep exploring, keep learning, and keep those blue zones principles in mind. Until next time.